Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Jan Sewing Solutions. One of us women, one of our biggest weaknesses is when somebody says to us that there is a bargain, we go quickly for it. If somebody tells us that there is someone available who does perhaps tailoring cheap, then often we jump at the chance and without actually fully investigating the person or finding out just how good or what their ability is, we jump and we actually go and pay the person to ruin our clothes. That's exactly what's happened in this case. This customer has purchased this suit, paid £25 for the suit, and then gone and given it to someone to sew for her, who charged £10 a suit, which is generally an average aunties in the house that sell. That's the kind of price that they would charge. So she's paid £10 to get this suit stitched, and then the suit has been absolutely wrecked. She was in tears, really desperate, comes down to me and says, oh, will you please sort it out. So what's basically the machinist has done is she's gone and cut the upper portion. This was the original bodice area, and she's gone and trimmed a little bit off from the bodice, and then she's cut the neck way too deep, and the way then she's gone and attached the neck interfacing was totally wrong. And then whilst stitching, she's just gone and completely utterly made a mess. So when it came to me, obviously I had to take the bodice was just way too short. That just looked absolutely ridiculous. So we took the body, pulled the whole garment apart, took the bodice off, and then replaced the bodice with a longer bodice. And what I've done then is I've matched it with the lace, and I've made the neckline with the lace. Now the thing that the next problem was that we added the bodice to the front. Also, we could have extended and taken down the border and extended. The length of the kameez was short as well, especially for a galidar dress. So in order to, the front panel now became longer and the back one was shorter, so we had to remedy that. Also, one of the other problems was, like I mentioned in one of the previous videos, one of the biggest problems that you have with suits like these is that you have embroidery on the front, but the backs are absolutely plain. And now when the front is so heavy and the back is just flimsy and light and it has got no weight at all, your garment is going to drop towards the front. And in order to rectify that, you actually really need the similar kind of a border at the back as well. But to obviously save on the costs, the manufacturers of this suit, what they do is they skimp on part, and they only use the embroidery parts wherever they can. So we've pulled it all apart. We've added an extension of a black and also a pink. Now there is also another problem, that the lining to this is also short. It's about 5-6 inches above, and it's quite see-through. But then that meant that I had to would have to go and get extra lining and recut the whole of the lining. Even with this, the neckline was too far wide. The arms were a ridiculous shape. I've added trims and borders to the front of the sleeves, and done all sorts. Even now we've got a very slight marginal difference in the color shading, because one of the problems then you have is finding the exact shade. Also, I cut into the bodice lining of the front and added an extra piece, so that also, anyway, finally we managed to sort it out, and that basically is what the dress looks like. And this is fixing somebody else's mess. I don't always enjoy fixing somebody else's mess, but then sometimes you just feel for the customer, and you know what, she was almost in tears and I felt sorry for her. Now, something else that I'm going to show you. I show many versions of how to sew the churidar, and I have never ever sewn a churidar where the seaming has come so low on the poncha, and that's just another big shame. She's added so many pieces into this. It's ridiculous. This is the kind of fabric that we get for churidar, where you are comfortably able to make a churidar. And I don't know what the heck she was playing at and what she's gone and done, but she's completely wrecked the suit. Luckily, we've been able to salvage the dress and the churidar. Hopefully it won't be actually visible. It won't be visible as such. I don't know, it's completely utter mess, I tell you. There's no way that, you know, even the ponche are, there's twists in them, and you know what, the lengths are slightly varying. Not nice to pick faults in somebody else's work, but it's just such a shame to pay for getting your clothes ruined. So always be very careful. If you're not sewing yourself, then I would suggest testing the machinist out with perhaps a test garment. And also, if you are going to spend £10, then I would suggest spend an extra £5 and get it done from a person who at least does a good job. I mean, now this lady, she's paid £10 to have it stitched initially. She's going to pay me another further 10 or 15 pounds or whatever to get this fixed. And even then, to be honest, if I was sewing this from from start, then I would not be charging. I felt sorry for her, you know what, she really felt bad, and I one of those suckers, glutton for punishment. Anyway, if you have problems like this, that's just some ideas for you on how to go about fixing. There's always a remedy. Where there's a will, there's always a way. So if you have anything that's been ruined, then what I would suggest is pull it apart and try using the techniques and methods that I've shown you and fix it for yourself. There's a better way. That's the best way, because at least that way you're not spending extra.